Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Yes, it's me, DD, otherwise known as Graham Moore, the only honest candidate in the Runcorn and Helsby by-election, standing for the English Constitution Party, and I have just got to Lee, outside Manchester. I'm not telling you the real location, but Lee is close enough because they've got a slightly different accent to the rest of Manchester. And I have just had a curry, but on the way I also had what's it called? A big whopper. I had to have it. Right? I was starving, and I was on the motorway, and I thought I'm going to have a big whopper.
He won't tell us his name.
Did you hear that? He won't tell us his name. That's not funny. That implies that I am a politician. Right, let's have a look. We have got Music Fan 7. It sounds a bit like teenage acne. First you clean up and it rises again and again, but every day it goes, it's all clear. What's this one? Truth Crusader, DD, evening. As long as everyone can see and hear me. Why has Rumble stolen my American flag emoji? I don't know. It certainly ain't me. Right, there's some things that I can't bring up on here, so I'm going to have to. It's a bit awkward, but tomorrow night I'm going to do a big one. Right? We now know where. Let me make sure I can go back to this and I'll read it out to you. Let's see if I can go and copy some of it as well.
I like that one. That's why he's nervous.
Let me have a look. Hang on a minute. Let me go into this. Oh yeah, Mark's cat has decided to sleep in the plastic carrier bag on the table. Quite funny. Let me have a look and see if I can go and get this information. Is the cat still in the bag?
No.
Oh, she's legged it. Right. So the first things first, and then I'll go back to the other stuff. Hopefully I'll put all this information on there. Right, the hustings. People have been asking me where the hustings is. So I'm going to put that information in the chat now. And I need someone to make a meme, if they can. There it is. Location is St Paul's Church, Helsby, WA6 9AB, Thursday the 24th of April. So 6:30 p.m. it starts, and it's to finish no later than 8 p.m. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. And obviously I'll be there, etc. We need as many people to come there and ask some questions, and also ask the other candidates, especially about the European Defence Union and the fact that Keir Starmer is betraying England by giving our sovereignty away to the European Union on the Defence Union. It's a backdoor way back in. We've lost everything that we had before, any forms of protections, not that we had many anyway, but it's literally signing us back up to the EU. He's literally done what Gordon Brown did with the Lisbon Treaty. In other words, he has signed a treaty even though he hasn't got a mandate from the people. In other words, there's no referendum, not that you can do it because it's against the English Bill of Rights. But secondly, and most importantly, people need to understand that the European Union and the European Defence Union is against the English Bill of Rights Supremacy Clause. That means it is against constitutional law, and he has breached his oath. So has the monarch, and so has Parliament. And every single person on that panel is complicit in treason. And especially the Reform candidate, the Labour candidate, the Conservative and Union Party candidate, and the Lib Dems, right? And people need to understand that Keir Starmer is a Fabian, an executive member. Don't forget, I and others arrested him January the 13th, 2018, alongside Sadiq Khan, who's another executive member of the Fabian Society. So people really knew. People, listen, I've been fighting this a long, long time, and I understand who these people are. The whole cabinet are Fabians, members of Fabians Society. They are committed Marxists. The last time that happened was with Tony Blair's cabinet, and what did he do? He took us into a war with Iraq on a lie, right? They killed the person, the doctor, who said they have no weapons of mass destruction. He was murdered. I'm just going to make sure everyone's aware of this. What they intend to do this time is sign you into the European Defence Union. The European Union are going to declare war on Russia, and your children and grandchildren and your current relatives are going to be conscripted into the European Union army and going to be put in a meat grinder on a lie. Right? It's exactly the same method of operation again. Right? So what happened with Iraq is now happening with Russia. Anyone who stands up against this oligarch finds the full force of these people, and everyone on that panel at the hustings knows that this is happening. They're signing up to it, just like they did with the Lisbon Treaty and Gordon Brown. They're without telling people what it actually means. That's happening on May the 19th. This election's on the 1st of May. I'm the only person, and we are the only group of people discussing this openly, right? Nigel Farage is Benedict Arnold. Nigel Farage is betraying our nation of England, right? And he's putting the Union and the European Union first, right? And people need to understand that. So again, I've just put that detail in there. Anyone who can get along to that hustings, please come along to it. I'm going to put it again there. So the hustings is the location is St Paul's Church, Hillsby, WA6 9AB. The date is Thursday, the 24th of April. You want to get there for 5:30, and it finishes at 8. There's going to be teas and coffees there, etc. But we need people there from this community and the wider community, because this affects England. Right, this is a major thing that's happening. Can you all see and hear me, by the way? Let me have a. I'm sure. Oh. I'm having my Vinto with ice. Let me have a look. I'll have to jump. I'll tell you what. I'll ask Mark as the producer. He is the producer because this is his internet, for another Vinto with ice, right? No, you're playing up, DD. I have no doubt he's playing up because of what we're talking about. They do not want this information out there. Right? Had to reload 3 times already. Pierce Jack 86. Yeah, since the criminals, blah blah blah. Right. So let me go back and see if I can find something else here. Again, I'm going to put all this information on there, but we do need to make sure we get this information out there. So we've got the So tomorrow, I'm going to be in the pub. Let me make sure I get this pub detail right before I do anything else. And where it's going to be. Let's have a look. Where's the pub? Someone needs to tell me the pub details. Where's the pub?
Bears Paw Pub, Frodsham.
What is it?
The Bears Paw Pub. Or are you on about another one?
No, this is the one for tomorrow.
Right, okay, my bad.
So there's a few different things going on. Let me see if I can find it for you. It is out there. The information is out there. Where is it gone? Oh, there it is. St George's Day meet-up. And there it is there. That's at 1 o'clock. Let me see if I can go and push that out there to major friends. Let's see if I can put that out there. So this is for tomorrow. I'm putting that one out there. Right. So the pub for 1 p.m. meet this Wednesday. So tomorrow, 23rd, St George's Day, is the Halfway House, Houghton Road, WA7 5NR. All right, and I need to go and get you something else from that, which is, before I do that, I'll have to post that information onto there. And what I'm going to do, that dodgy electricity, no, come on, let me have a look. We'll have to go back up here because I need to find the address for it. Where are we? And this is the wonderful Kate is sorted this out. Copy. I've got to go back and send that there and send that there. There you go. Right, so I have just sent you all the details about it. Now the next element, because I'm gonna have to. Oh, well done, son. Oh, that's better than a pint of Guinness. English Constitution Party. There you go. Who's just put that in? Oh, right, yeah, because that's going out to there as well. No prison. Just to say, I do not consent. Let me have a quick look and see the other ones out there. So I need to bring this other one up. So we're going to go to Runcorn and Hillsby. So again, if we can get this outside the Bears Paw. All right. So where is the Bears Paw? It is WA67AQ. This is a different one, and I need the link to that pub just so people can get to it. Bears Paw. WA. Let me have a look. I need to find that. I don't know how I'm going to find that for you. And then we're going to get. I think it's around this area. Let me see if I can go and find it. Bears Paw. Pub. There you go. Let's see if this comes up. Oh, there it is. I'm not sure if we've got the right Frodsham UK Bears Paw. Do you think pub restaurant in Frodsham? Let's have a look. Okay. So what we're trying to do is get. Oh, that's a lovely gaff, isn't it? That's a nice old pub. If it is that a real pub? In other words, it's not. There it is there, right? So now I can put that in there. That copy. And it's called the Bears Paw. Let me put that in there. I need to be able to send that out, and I need to put this on the website because I didn't have this information on the website, and I need to put that on the website. It's called. So we're not in the pub; we're outside the pub, right? The Bears Paw. Right, there it is. Just to make sure everyone's got that, I'm going to take that information, and I am going to. I'll put that in my special file. Then we have a hustings on Thursday. Then an action day. Outside this pub. There you go. Right, so I've just put all that information. Has everyone got that information? Each time I'm watching, no problem, sharing shit out and bloody fuming. Right, who's that? What are you watching the live show or the one 5 hours ago? Is that the dodgy electricity? What's this dodgy electricity about? Listen, I don't want to be reading things like that out on the show. I need three. Right, so we need three memes. We need a meme for meeting at the pub tomorrow. So everyone knows where it is, what time it is, and where it is. I need a meme for St Paul's Church, Hillsby. Exactly that. Right, I need that put out, and we need to put. Please ask questions about the European Defence Union that Starmer is signing up for on the 19th of May. Right, that we've all been lied to about, and I'm telling you now exactly what they're going to do. And the only person telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, is me. Right. Via various contacts who have confirmed that this is what's going on and confirmed, right, that they literally, let me just make sure this is on there, 96, hopefully this is live. I'm not going to run the video because it's going to go pear-shaped. Right, let me, right, can you see and hear me? Right, so hopefully everything's on there. Again, we are being misled, and not just. So again, I started this, and I need to say it again. Daddy Dragon, the Bears, poor 17 Main Street. Right, that's on your screen now is where we are meeting Saturday, right, the 26th of April for an action day with all our boards and banners and all that, right? And we'll be giving out. We need as many people to get there. We've got 10 boards, and then we want all the English flags out. I don't know if anyone's just seen what Rupert Lowe put out today, but he put out an English flag and said everybody should be waving this English flag and should be proud of England, right? It's no good just talking about England during the football. Listen, and by the way, England isn't just about St George's Day. I live St George's Day every single day of my life, right? And that's the way you should be. It's not just once a year, and it's not just for Christmas or for a football match. Who's out there now? Halfway out, someone. Right. So tomorrow, I think I've put the information out there. To make life easier, we need three memes. One meme is right. I'm going to do this in order so everyone gets it right. I haven't had time to do memes. It takes me ages to do memes. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who could do this, and it makes life so much easier. And you can push it out there on social media yourself. You ain't got to ask me, right? You just literally just go and do it. So the pub meet for tomorrow is this one, right? So again, I'll be in there from 1 o'clock, right? Tomorrow. This isn't hustings. This is St George's Day meet up for a beer, right? So again, I'm going to put that information out to everyone. Let me have a look. So we need memes made of that, right? There it is there. The information for who is it now? English moderator. Right. So there's the pub meet up for tomorrow. So once that meme's done and put out there, I will put that out on a website. I'll send the email out, and people who live locally are going to come along to it. And we have got good support, not just locally, but in the north. So we need as many people to get there. Listen, the pub thing is important. It's St George's Day, but it's not political, right? The hustings is really important. That's Thursday night, and even the maximum importance is the action day on Saturday. An action day means we're standing with the balls and we're going to be waving our English flags and telling people you can vote against the establishment, you can vote against the British Union and the European Union, which is all basically what the USSR. The British are the seed of all of this, and people need to understand that. So there's the St George's Day. What was the other one? Wednesday, St George's Day. There's the pub details. Then we have a hustings on Thursday at a church hall, right? So that's the information I need to go and blag from somewhere. I can't think where I... Oh, I know where I've put that. Let me go and get that for you. That's what I mean. So now what I'm trying to do, instead I could be bringing memes up now instead of posting them, but I ain't got the time to sit there and do the memes, do this, do that, drive 4.5 hours to get up here. Do you know what I mean? And there's other stuff that's come out today that I've got to do as well. So the location of the hustings, right? So the hustings is important because if you want to voice your opinion to the other candidates, because the only candidate standing up and telling you this is me, and especially Reform, because Reform know all about this, right? And by saying nothing, they are complicit in treason. And Nigel Farage knows all about this, right? He knows all about it. He's been told all about it. They're signing up to this. So the process starts on the 19th of May when the signature goes on the bit of paper. And he is signing up to a European Defence Union, which means that anyone 18 and over in this country can be conscripted into an army, and that the instructions of the European Union will be put on the front line, in effect, backing up Ukraine into the Russian mincer, right? The war machine. And it's conscription. Understand what I'm talking about. There is no say in this. And the only people talking about it are people like me, right? You have been lied to.
I think
What's that?
just asked AI to knock out. It's on a scroll. I was going to ask him again to put on an open scroll.
Who did that?
Me, just now.
Oh, fucking hell. I like that. Mark's working on memes at the moment. Right, just everyone get on the memes. Smash them out there. We need to separate this stuff so everyone knows. So tomorrow is a beer and a boozer. Thursday night's important. It's about treason and what's going on. Yeah, but he's talking tomorrow but live on screen. So he's bare poor. What? I don't understand what's going on here. I'm busy with evening. Right, let me just make sure. Yeah. Halfway house is tomorrow, right? So let me try and get through this again. I'll need to go and send it to someone else because there is a journalist, citizen journalist, hustings. Where I will bring up the European Defence Union sign up. Keir Starmer and again Here, Starmer and all other parties are in agreement. Right, this means war with Russia and conscription. Right? Just to make sure everyone's got that. So I've just sent that out. So if I just if this is the hustings, I've put all the information out there. Oh, I've just seen someone's just sent me a meme. Right, I'm going to put this out there, see if it comes up. Right, let me take that one down. Right, so there's 3 different events this week. Right, this is the most simple way I can put it. There's 3 events this week. The first is tomorrow, which is a beer. Right? Yeah, St George's, England, right? But we're in England every day, right? And that's in the pub, right? Which someone's about to repost that out there, and then so it's case whereas regarding advertising, and I reckon it will not breaking up alphabet. Richard, did you see the Google part of the case yesterday regarding the advertising monopoly? They reckon it will. I've told you, Google and YouTube won't be here in a year's time. What's going to be here in a year's time is Rumble, and people haven't listened to me. That's why people like Andy, who I like and supporting us, need to listen. Google will not be here, and nor will YouTube in a year's time. Most of YouTube is fake, right? How do I know that? Because when I put a shout out on this platform, people turn up. You put a shout out on YouTube, people don't turn up, right? Because most of them are bots. This is the worst evil the world's false since Jesus died. So it's evil and satanic. It is. Just Google it and he's destroying. Right, let me have a quick. So does everyone? Let me go back and have a look at this. Not sure if we can bring up. Well, I've got different people doing different memes. Which one's this? Let's have a look at this one. The Bear Paw Pub, 1972, from England. Right, that's the one we're doing on Saturday. If you can see that, and I don't know if you can see that. The Bear's Paw Pub, 127 Main Street, Farage, right, England. That's Saturdays, right? So that's the 26th. Let me see if I can put this up there. I don't know. I'll have to check these names in case they're wrong. I can't put them basically straight on there. What's this one? Right, the pub for 1 p.m. meet this Wednesday, so tomorrow, 23rd, St George's Day. It's halfway house. How? I don't know what that means. Halfway house, and then how the pub for at 1 p.m. Meet this Wednesday, 23rd, St George's Day. It's the halfway house. You need to look at these memes before you send them to me, because some if they're AI, AI gets things wrong, and they certainly it don't draw and put writing in. It's quite funny, right? How do I know that? Because I've done it myself. And I thought, oh, that's a good name. And then you spot a fucking error with it. And you think, why did it put that in there? And you think, I haven't got a clue. It just does it on its own. Right. So I'm going to put this out there so everyone can see it. Let's see if I can share it. WhatsApp. So everyone should be able to see. Right. So this is the first main one. This is for tomorrow. Right. The pub. For 1 p.m. for 1 p.m. Meet this Wednesday, right? So tomorrow, 23rd, St George's Day, is the halfway house. The pub for 1 p.m. Meet this Wednesday, 23rd, St George's Day. It's halfway house, Houghton Road, WA7 5NR. Right. Hopefully that's right. Right. And it's Houghton Road. WA7 5NR. Right. And then you've got the beer. So it's telling you on the screen what we're doing, right? We're going for a beer, right? So I'm going to give you a little clue here. You all ready for this, right? Sham 69, one of my favourite songs. Hurry up, Harry, come on. Come on. Come on. Right? We're going down the pub. Right? That's in English. I hope they got real ale on there tomorrow. English ale, right? Not Irish stout. If there's English ale, I'll be drinking the English ale because it's England, and it's an English day, so we want real ale on an English day in an English county and an English town. Right? So there it is. It's on your screen, right? Let me go and see Mark's one now. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, it's gone pear-shaped on me.
Put it on the group.
Huh?
I've put it on the group.
Have you? Let me have a look. It's all gone pear-shaped.
Full English group.
It's gone the other way. Let me have a look. Rumble. Live going out okay for me. I've signed into Rumble, so watching live now. Sandy, hello. If you're watching live, hello, Sandy. Right. I'm going to imprint your name on my mind so I don't forget it. Let me have a quick look. We've got the full English moderators. Right. All right. There's one from Mark. Mark's getting flash though, look.
Right, the top one's got the writing up.
Huh?
I need to delete that one.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. You have to be careful of them. Let me see if this works.
The bottom one is on.
Let's see if this one works. What's that? Hopefully you can see this on your screen. Can you all see that on your screen? Oh, blimey, it's gone pear-shaped on me. Can you all see that on your screen? So this is the Saturday, right? So I want everyone to understand, this is the Saturday. This is the action day. We're going to stand there with the boards, and I need everything to be there, flags, and we need people to turn up, right? To the Bears Paw pub that's outside the pub. Right? We're not in the pub. We're outside on the pavement where all the traffic is. So we're not going to be causing any problems for the pub. I don't want any, people saying, "Oh, you can't be on our property" and all that bullshit, right? We're outside the pub. We're not on the pub, not of the pub, right? 127 Main Street, Frodsham, WA6 7AF, England. What does that say? B? I think that's some sort of, I don't know what it is.
Ignore that bottom bit.
Right, so again, that's just it doing its thing, right? Let's see if someone sent me one for the hunt. Anyone done one for the hustings yet? Right, because that's about the defence union. Right, let's get off of there, and we're back on the thing. So, music film. Why is there VAT on silver still? I wonder. That's a good question. Probably because it's used more commercially. Absolutely, it is. We never had this problem when we only had gays and lesbians. The odd tranny kept a low profile. Oh, God, blimey. Let me have a look. Some of the questions, some of the things are put out. What do we think the price of silver versus gold is being held down deliberately? I think gold and silver are both being held down at the moment until someone does a walk around live and they announce they're going back to the gold standard. And then America says, look at Fort Knox and it's real, right? I expect someone to go and pick a gold bar there and say, now we want you to drill into that and test the middle so we know it is gold. I like Dean Parrish song on my way. Good Northern soul, keep the faith, folks. Let's have a look at this. Music Fan 7. It would be great to watch the hustings on here. The problem with that is, as soon as you put things on live, people don't go. And the whole point of what we're doing is to show the live support when we're there, right? Online is part of what's destroyed communities. I'm telling you that now, right? All that staring at phones and watching TVs, right? There's a group called the Plymouth Brethren, right? I used to think they was mad about 15, 20 years ago because they said they don't have TVs, and I used to buy their cars off them, and none of their cars had radios in them. And in the end, I said, "Why haven't your cars got radios in there?" And they always had caravels, big family transporters, and they had massive families, right? They said, "We only live in detached houses. We don't have televisions or radios or any form of communication in the way that you're all listening to." And I said, "Why?" He said, "For me to go into detail with you, I would have to go through the Bible and verses." And he said, I'm not going to do that." He said, "All I will say to you is it carries the devil's word.
Yeah.
And the devil's word is a lie, and it carries propaganda, which is a lie. Whether you omit something, right? So under English common law and the statute of fraud, if you omit to say something that is factually correct and you admit to say it because it's not going to help your cause in any way, in other words, people are going to know the truth, so you omit it, under the fraud laws, that is fraud. It's dishonest, and it's a criminal offence, right? I want you to understand that. So when you've got the mainstream media, the fake news, pushing out propaganda, I now understand the Plymouth Brethren, right? And by the way, there won't be any of them watching this show, right? Because they believe that all of that is the devil's word. You can't trust any of it. The only people they trust are their own people, their own father, their own mother, and their own siblings. That's it. And they're called the Plymouth Brethren. And some of them left Plymouth in 1620, and basically went off to America. And DD, Eleanor's Adventures, some of it. Right? But DD, can you turn your automatic mic level off, please? Because you keep going in and out in volume. I don't think I can turn it off on this. I can't. To be fair, this is on a laptop, and this is just a laptop mat, and it is playing up Saint Chronic. So just tell them I do not consent. Right, can you all hear me properly? Tell me if there's anyone that I'm going up and down like a yo-yo. Indeed, or are you talking about the previous video that I uploaded? I'm not even sure if that did upload. Let's have a look. DD, will all the immigrants get conscripted too? Elmouth, no. The migrants are here, and the government will put that. They will go through the SIA process and be given firearms. And the only people that will be disarmed and have been disarmed is us, right? That's the whole thing that's going on at the moment. Okay, let me have a look. You be used to do searches like the Soviets do, drag us all off. You know, exactly that. Let's have a look. I know what you mean, Sir William. I don't know what's going on here. There's conversations going on there. The odd breakup, but no more than a second. Okay, it is notoriously bad internet. Just to let you know, the reason for that, partly, is because it's over wireless. So it isn't physically connected. And don't forget, at home, Charlie Wall was raised in the Plymouth Brethren. Really? Ooh. I didn't know that, if that is true. I am not sure exactly with police. Charlie Wald I consider some of the bullshit he's put out there is complete and utter lies, and the fact that he's broadcasting is a bit strange. Plymouth Brethren don't allow it. Your words are wrong. They are not migrants. They are bloody illegals. No, they are. June Gower, whoever that was. They're not. Yeah, they're not. They're not. They're not migrants. They're an invasion force. That's the best way of saying it. It's the same as it's not grooming gangs. They're rape and torture gangs. That's the proper term for this. Spike, he's on a full on grifter. Let's have a look. Yes, will not. Julian 1970. Who said that? He did say he was in a cult growing up. I don't think the Plymouth Brethren. They're very, as far as I can see, they're very similar to the Amish. Strictly religious. Blessings, greetings, and salutations, DD and Patriots. Yes, hello everyone. What's this one say? The wee man. The invasion force will be left behind to look after you. Where young girls, women, and children, when the English young men go off to fight in Russia. Exactly that. You've hit the nail right on the head.
Right. What time's the Saturday meetup?
Saturday. Aim to get there for 12, but we want all the photos and videos done at 1.
That's for Tracy.
Right, okay, Tracy. We're going to aim to get to that area for 12 p.m, but the actual meet is for 1 p.m. That's the Saturday the Bears pour. Right? Do you think? What's that say? Bams. Do you think if I worded a letter to my local Labour MP saying the English will not allow our kids to follow the British into the battle, we do not consent too strong? No, that's absolutely right. And what you've got to say is we haven't authorised it. You haven't been authorised to do that. You're not representing us in Parliament because none of us want a war with Russia. Music Fan 7. And the thing is, it is the British Union, the oligarch, the cabal, the unelected conspiracy against the people. That's the problem that you've got. Let me have a quick look. Don't forget, we was late with this one tonight, only because I was driving up here. 4.5 hours, not a single bit of traffic. And a whopper. Music Fan 7. Then I ain't seen you for a while, Music Fan 7. Where you been? Goonamung is out there. Parliament. Right. I hoped to attend the Day of Action this coming weekend. Day of Action, Uncle. Looking to stay at a hotel, Campanile, but unable to attend that, so I can only help financially. Send some money. Middlesex man, no problem. But again, don't rely on other people. Thank you for telling me, Middlesex man. Don't worry, I know things happen, but we really do need support because these other groups who are Marxists in effect, including Reform, whether you like it or not, anyone who's signing us up to the European Defence Union, don't forget it what it means, right? So the European Defence Union is a single command and control from Brussels. It takes over our nuclear deterrence. We can't make weapons or ammunition. Takes over our navy, our army, our air force. Everything is under the control of the European Union, and they're the ones who declare war, not us. Right? You have lost sovereignty. You've lost everything. You've lost the nation of England because you put the British Union before England. Right? That's exactly what's gone on, and your monarch has betrayed you. Your parliament has betrayed you. Your parliamentarians have betrayed you. Your judiciary has betrayed you because they're allowing this to happen, and they're in a different class, right? They're well above the English working class and it is your children, your brothers, your sisters, right? Because they're now sending women into the battle line now with Russia. It is your family members that are going to get stuck into the meat grinder of a war with Russia. Why do they hate Russia so much? Because Russia pulled out and the whole Soviet Union collapsed. And from that, Russia raised from the ashes back to being a Commonwealth nation, right? If you go and read their constitution, it's a pretty good constitution, to be fair. It's very close to the English constitution. Not identical, but it is very close. And that is why you're seeing Russia such a lovely place to live, because they're enforcing the laws. They had some police officers in Russia that took liberties with people. I mean, serious liberties with some people that they suspected of crime. One, they tried to gas him. Another one, they was drowning him in a big vat of water, etc., and then bringing him back up. And they prosecuted him for torture. It's as simple as that. They prosecute him for torture. But you're not getting that in this country. In this country, the British Union Police are literally beating to death 93-year-old men in a wheelchair with one leg, dementia and diabetes, right, in a care home, right. He died of his injuries 3 weeks later, never come out of hospital, right, and they didn't even want to do the police for common assault. It's only really because of the pressure that we've all put on it that it went to ABH. And again, so you should always be judged by a jury of your peers. And they've moved the trial out of Sussex and into London. That's not a jury of their peers. That's not local people judging local people. And again, every part of what the British have done, they're going to take the juries full stop and go full into administrative law. And again, it beggars belief. The so-called free men of the land are not even talking about this, right? It was the British and the British Union that took away from you one of the things that stopped tyranny, and it was called a grand jury. The Americans got the grand jury system and the common law system from us, right? We anglicised America. So when you think they took that away from you, and the reason why they took it away was because we was holding the establishment to account via the grand jury system, which is exactly what America's going to be doing. So everything I'm telling you is the truth. Nothing is a lie, right? All I'm doing is telling you the truth. So again, you're seeing all this stuff happen. Let me go back and see if there's any new memes. I'm not sure if there's any new memes. Let me make sure. So remember, I'm going to be busy, so you need to all be talking to each other about what you're doing and how you're doing it. So I need these memes to go up there. So tomorrow's a pub. Then we got the action day on Saturday. But Thursday night, we've got the hustings. The Thursday night hustings is going to be very strategically, politically important, as well as what we're doing there. What's going there? Who's going to the hustings? You going to the hustings?
Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, EP70 is going to the hustings. Hey, how's that? Does that mean I can have a drink?
Hey? Yeah. What,
that means I can have a beer. So it is really important. And don't forget, guys, we're the good guys here. So you need to be on your best behaviour. I know you will. I don't even have to say it to you. But it appears that the Reverend has asked the police to be in the area and alerted the police because it's a hustings. Why? Is it because one of the groups calls themselves English? Right? Listen, I'm just being straight with you. We are being oppressed and suppressed. We have got a pent-up movement sitting here, and no one is allowed to talk about England, right? 32.4 million of us, English-only national identity, and the British are a minority, right? And yet none of the unionist parties will talk of England, right? That is really bad. We need to go back to the Commonwealth. Gurnam, like the German army under US von Alleregen. You are a true patriot. Bams. Yeah, let's have a look at this and see there's in it. The English Constitution is the solution for us all, along with the English, the Welsh. Yeah, no, it is. Taffy Pat, you bang on the money. And again, I want to make sure I emphasise this. We're about self-determination, right? If you really do want independence, you need to join our party. Because the way I've seen this over time, the SNP are getting 1.3 million from English taxpayers. They have got no real reason to come out of that union because they're all getting a corner out of it, right? And the people paying for it are the English. The same as Plaid Cymru, right? Plaid Cymru are getting 125 grand a year. Sinn Féin, £250,000 of your money. £250,000 of your money. Sinn Féin, right? And who's giving them that money? English taxpayers, right? And people think they're about independence. They're not, right? They're about destroying England. That's what regionalisation's all about, destroying England. And I can't believe that Rupert Lowe still refers to the regions of England, right? He should be referring to his own constituency in Norfolk, right? And if you live in Suffolk, you should say Suffolk. If you live in Devon, you should be talking of Devon. You shouldn't be talking about regions. Lancashire, right? What's that flag behind me? Lancashire, right? And the next flag above that, right, which because we was a Commonwealth and we was a confederacy. What they've got currently, we should not have in anywhere in England, right? And remember, Scotland is Roman law jurisdiction. It is completely alien to the English. Once people understand it, they'll get it completely. And it's not for me to tell the Scots to change their legal system. It's for the Scots to change their legal system. And if they don't want to, that's fine with me. Put the fucking border up. Right, Smet 13, Yorkshire. That's it. We'll have a bit of Yorkshire. Christianity, red truth, please. Well, apparently, purchase tax before two was applied to the point of manufacture and distribution. VAT is a European tax that currently it should not exist. Right, and we're now coming up to a few minutes past 9. Tonight's one, really, I've just drove up here getting organised, got all my stuff in the car. I've got to sort it out in the morning. I'm going down to Boozer. So there's anyone out there that wants to come along tomorrow, St George's Day, in the pub, that's what we will be doing, the piss up, right? And I'm only having a couple of beers because I'm driving. Right, so just to make sure you're all aware of that, let's see if I can bring that name back up again. I wonder if I can actually copy that image. Let's save that image on this laptop. Hong Kong. St George's Day meet up. Right, 1 p.m. Let's see if I can actually put this on there. I don't think I can. We'll do it as an overlay. Let's do it as an overlay. Add graphic. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to have a look. St George, Old Police Station, Runcorn, St George's Day. Let's see if that works. Right, and we're going to say go for that one. Right, I'm going to push that over and see if that works. Create graphic. No, not worked. Well, that should be on there. Right, so what I'm going to do now is go off the full screen, top, alignment, left, create graphic, center. Why ain't that working? Oh, that's why. I've just seen why it don't work. Petition, top, bottom. I don't want to do that. I'm going to say full screen. We're going to give your graphic a name. St. George's Day Meet Up. You might have a photo outside the pub, but there's no political speeches, nothing like that. We're just going in there for a beer, right? There we go. Let me put that up on the screen and see if it works. Show. There you go. What do you think of that? I've just put that graphic up on that screen. I don't know what it looks like, but I'm hoping it's all right. So the pub for 1 p.m. meet this Wednesday, 23rd, so that's tomorrow. St George's Day. It's halfway house. The pub for 1 p.m. meet this Wednesday, 23rd, St George's Day. It's the halfway house, Houghton Road, WA7 at 5NR. So Whiskey Alpha 7 5 NR. November Romeo. I want to think of my phonetic alphabet again. So that information's on there. Let me see if I can take that off for now. I'll remove, put myself back on, and then what I'll do is bring that on there. Put that image back on there. So if you want to save, don't forget, people, vote for me in Runcorn election. I'm the only one out there talking about what these people are doing to us and what they're going to do to us. All right, so I'm going to create an overlay. Let's put that back on there. So again, there's an overlay. If you want me to show you another overlay, I want to show you this one. Let me put on. Oh, look. I've only taken on the persona of Cheshire. There you go. English Constitution Party. The Constitution is the solution. There you go. What do you think of that? And here's the other one. That one there. Right. And then what I'm going to do is take the video clip off and go back to my main screen. Did everyone see that? Let me have a look. Tell me if you saw it. So I'm now looking in the chat. Don't forget, I'm only playing the settings and pulling things in. DD, do you think you might win it and do a Facebook for Runcorn? What's that one? Do you think you might win it and do a Facebook for Runcorn? I think there are Facebook videos of me already on Facebook. I think Trace. I don't know. I haven't got Facebook. They took me off it years ago. And if I try and open an account, it just goes bomb off. So what we need to do is check. What's the Telegram one? Night and God bless. JK lit meat. Yeah, fossil fruit. Yeah, all looks good. Okay, so you're getting different things coming up, right? Smet 13. I've put it on Facebook. There's about 5 videos of me in Runcorn talking at different places. There's a big video, the main video that should be onto Facebook. Listen, I can't do everything myself, so I think they're on there. I'll try and load what I can onto Rumble, but there's too many platforms, and you can't do social media, do this, do that, do this, and do that, and be one person doing it. Because if you've got a single point of failure, everything goes wrong, right? Which is why I need people running the websites. I need people to actually listen. For a little while longer, it will be voluntary. But if we work together as a team, right? You've already proved it, right? You've already proved it to yourself. You start emailing people. Don't leave it to someone else to do it. Oh, someone else would probably do that. No, they won't, right? You email these channels and say, please speak to Graham Moore from the English Constitution Society, English Constitution Party. This is what it's about. You put it in your own words. You put your own things in. It won't be stopped then. And then all of a sudden, you'll start to see these people say, oh, I want to talk to him. I want to talk to him. I want to get him on the show. Get him on the show, right? And then all of a sudden, the social media starts to work in Runcorn. And then all of the everyone says there's no one to vote for. And I go, well, how about this geezer? It's as simple as that. Juicy and Lucy, that video you did last night, we shared on the Runcorn Hellsby Opposition X account. Think she's a judge or something. All right. I have not heard yet the British. Let's have a look. I will send you some petrol money, DD. Thank you. So there's two things, don't forget. You can donate to the channel, right? And I'm the channel owner. If I decide to donate it, there's a lot of reasons for doing it this way. I can put it into the, listen, all my money goes into the English Constitution Society and the English Constitution Party. That's why I'm fucking skint, right? And I can earn money, trust me. If I went and listen, I'm a Prince 2 practitioner, project manager, right? They're out there getting £1,500 a fucking day, right? And I choose to do this. And what I'm saying as a project manager, you need different people doing different things. You can't, it's like building an house. If you build an house and you want to do everything yourself, right, that's fine. But what will happen? You'll be consumed with that for at least a 10 stretch. But if you get all the trades come in and they're all doing their little bit, the house goes, put the roof on, watertight, we're all happy bunnies. That's the way it works. The team works together to build something. It's never a single point of failure. What happens if the self-builder, the master trade, right, that does it all, right? What happens when he dies? The fucking house don't get built, does it? Or finished. And everyone says, oh, where was he at? What was he doing? Right? That's why it's important. By the way, I'm not having a go at anyone. You are the best audience ever, right? And Rumble, I know people are having a pop at Rumble and all that. Listen, I know a little bit about markets, not a lot, but I do know that Chris has got control of Rumble and no one can take it off him. All right? That's as simple as that. Donkey boy, decent evening, DD. Right, that's it. I am going to say good night, God bless. Don't forget what I believe in. The Constitution is the solution. The English Constitution Society will be at the pub tomorrow, right? So again, I'm going to leave it up on your screen so everyone knows exactly what we're talking about, right? The address is on there, and then I'm going to nut myself off and say God bless, good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going down the pub. Hurry up, Harry. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hurry up, Harry. Come on. Funny my middle name's Harry, isn't it?